Hi, I hope all is well with you and that you're staying safe. This week, we are finishing Sefer Shemos with the reading of Parshas Pikudei. For those following the Torah reading over the past 11 weeks, it's been an emotional roller coaster. Sefer Shemos begins with Bnei Yisrael enjoying the good life, with Yosef HaTzadek as viceroy with authority over all of Mitzrayim. The tide quickly turns with the enslavement of Bnei Yisrael and their falling to the 49th level of Tumah. This is followed by their amazing redemption through the 10 plagues and capped off by the splitting of the Yam Suf. As great as those experiences were, the Rebbeinu Shalom takes us to an even higher level of spirituality when he graces us with the ultimate experience of the giving of the Torah at Har Sinai and allowing us to hear, so to speak, the voice of Hashem. Nothing can be more sublime. But it doesn't last long, and we stumble terribly with the worshiping of the Egel Hazav, the sin of the golden calf. Nevertheless, despite this terrible and almost unforgivable sin, not only does Hashem forgive us, he allows us to build the Mishkan, and thus we conclude Sefer Shemos with the Shekhinah residing among Machne Yisrael. There are obviously a multitude of lessons to learn from Sefer Shemos, but I'd like to focus on just one. Our Gedolei Hador have repeatedly emphasized that the main Nisyaon of our generation is in the area of Emunah and Bitachon, which is why I like to speak about it so often. Looking back at Sefer Shemos, a clear message that the Rebbeinu Shalom is sending us is that regardless of how low we may fall spiritually, and despite our sinning, he will never forsake us nor give up on us. This is certainly not a message that we can ignore the mitzvos and the various commandments that Hashem wants us to adhere to. But if and when we do let down, Hashem will always be there for us. For reasons only known to Hashem, we will go through Nisyonos in life, but remember, the Rebbeinu Shalom never does anything bad. There may be things that hurt, but they're never bad. It's frustrating that in most cases, we will never know why the Nisyaon was good for us. But every now and then, we are zocher to see Hashem's benevolence through the painful Nisyaon that we experienced. This is a true story. A yeshiva bach in the 1980s got on a bus that had only two older gentlemen sitting in the front. The bacher went and sat down all the way in the back of the bus. At the next stop, someone else boarded the bus and made his way to the back and sat down right next to the bacher. He immediately took out a knife and demanded the bacher to hand over his wallet and his money. Then he calmly got up and exited at the next stop. The bacher was beside himself. Rebbeinu Shalom, how did you let such a thing happen to me? I'm a good boy and I was on my way to yeshiva. He took my money. He took my credit card, my driver's license, and my identity card. Why? Why did you let it happen? The bacher was traumatized, and from that day on, whenever he rode the bus, he could never sit in the back. Fast forward 20 years. He is now married with 3 kids. One day he gets on the bus on the way to Kolo and sees a friend sitting in the back. His friend calls out, Chaim, come sit with me. Chaim is about to go towards him, but freezes. He just couldn't go to the back of the bus. So he sat down on the front. 2 minutes later, a suicide bomber blew himself up in the back of the bus. Chaim's friend was killed, but Chaim survived. It took him 20 years to find out why Hashem had him go through the experience of the robbery so many years before. Most of us never find out the reasons for the things that happen to us. Nevertheless, with strong emunah, we know who is in the driver's seat and understand that Hashem only wants what's best for us. May this wonderful month of Adar usher in Besuras Tovos very soon. All too.